might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
Okay, so we did chemiluminescence. What is chemiluminescence? Chemiluminescence is the production of light from a chemical reaction where two chemicals react to form an excited intermediate which breaks down, releasing some of its energy as photons of light to reach its ground state. In other words, it is a chemical reaction that releases energy in the form of light.
When two molecules have a chemical reaction that causes a release of energy in the form of an exothermic reaction, that energy sometimes becomes light instead of heat. This occurs because the energy excites the product's molecules. A molecule in this excited state either releases to its ground state with the direct emission of light, or transfers its energy to a second molecule, which then becomes the light emitter. As you may remember from earlier this year, as the molecule returns to the ground state from its excited state, it releases light. Only with a chemiluminescence reaction, it does this on a much larger scale.
Okay, so examples of chemiluminescence. The first one is fireflies, and chemiluminescence is found in fireflies. The male firefly uses the reaction of a luciferin substrate and the enzyme luciferase with oxygen with andenyl triphosphate as an energy source to create the illumination it uses to attract a male.
Glow sticks are another example of chemiluminescence. The originally green, now multicolored, commercially made light sticks work with chemiluminescence. They utilize the exothermic reaction of hydrogen peroxide with an oxalate ester. This oxidation reaction produces two molecules of carbon dioxide and releases energy in transfer from a fluorescent dye molecule, usually an antitherine derivative. Glow are usually given different colors through the use of colored dyes. Light sticks were developed by the U.S. Navy as inconspicuous and easily shield illumination tools for special operation forces dropped behind enemy lines. Besides their use as children's toys, they are also used extensively as navigation aid by divers searching in muddy water.
Alright, the next one is luminol. The use of luminol in forensics is one of the most important uses of the chemical to date. Luminol has a chemiluminescence reaction to even small amounts of iron. This reaction can be very useful in the investigation of crime scenes. Even trace amounts of blood will cause luminescence when exposed to luminol.
Here is a hammer that was covered in blood and then thoroughly cleaned. After the luminol is applied, you can clearly see where the iron in the blood still remains.
A good example of chemiluminescence is glow sticks. As you can see in this experiment, they cut open 3 different colored glow sticks and they removed the part of the glow stick that reacts with the other part, and they poured it into 2 separate colored cups. Now as you can see, when they mix the cups together, they illuminate in their specified colors. This is an example of chemiluminescence because it's releasing energy in the form of light and glowing.
Okay, so this is a diagram of the inside of a glow stick. So as you can see, what they did in the experiment
was they took this inside part out of this outside part, and these each contain 2 different chemicals, and they put them in 2 separate cups, and when they pour them together they illuminate. And then this is just showing what happens when you normally
crack a glow stick, because it just releases the 2 chemicals and they just react with each other.